If nothing had changed, Kenya would be going to bed tonight with a sense of foreboding. This is the eve of the day anti-tax protesters had threatened to march to State House, Nairobi, in an attempt to forestall the signing into law of the grossly unpopular Finance Bill of 2024. Of course, the protesters, who mainly comprise young Kenyans, have not as yet called off the demonstrations, but the announcement by President William Ruto this afternoon that he would withdraw the bill in its entirety is a watershed moment. In his second speech in less than 24 hours, the president admitted that he had misread the public mood in pushing for the passage of the contentious bill. His decision to listen to the voice of the people is, therefore, laudable. It is regrettable, however, that such a realization had to come only after days of untold pandemonium, loss of life and limb at the hands of trigger-happy security agents, national anxiety, and wanton destruction of property by opportunistic looters. Once again, we have lived up to our peculiar distinction of a country that specializes in doing everything the hard way. This moment, however, should mark a major turning point in our politics and the general engagement between the government and the citizenry. This should be a chilling reminder to all elected leaders that the power they wield is donated by their real masters, the people. This national teachable moment should bring to a screeching halt the hubris and vainglory that has attended to the management of public affairs in successive regimes in this country. Indeed, it should represent a resounding restatement of the constitutional declaration that sovereignty belongs to the people and they reserve the right to exercise it directly should their elected representatives fail the test of trust. It is fair to say that we may not have come to this moment had it not been for the gallantry and undogged focus on the youth, notably those of the now famous Generation Z. The young Kenyans have, in a space of just a few weeks specifically, dismantled and redefined Kenya's civic space. In peacefully but forcefully asserting their right to be heard, they have powerfully brought to life the pages of Kenya's revolutionary Bill of Rights. This nation owes this group of young patriots a huge debt of gratitude. They have demonstrated to the whole world that the future of Kenya's constitutionalism is in safe hands and that never again can Kenyan leaders lord it over their electors. Now, both the president and his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, have called for dialogue with various sectors of society to chart a new path for Kenya. This is a commendable invitation that must be followed through with concrete steps and actualized. The president must ensure that his declaration on the withdrawal of the bill, if expeditiously processed through the requisite legal and constitutional channels, to insulate if from any further hiccups. Beyond that, he must embark on a deliberate mission to reunite the country behind the cardinal pillars of our constitution, such as the rule of law and accountability. Further, his pledge on austerity measures must finally translate into a visible cutback on the shocking profligacy that has so far defined his young administration. Finally, we appeal to all parties involved in this national conversation to take a step back, reflect on our collective missteps, work with speed to consolidate the gains, and put the country back on the rails. As they down their flags and water bottles, the Gen Zs must not relent in their vigilance. They must keep the leaders' feet to the fire and ensure they deliver on every promise made. The older generations fought for the independence of the nation, the second liberation, and the eventual enactment of the 2010 Constitution. It now falls on the Gen Z and indeed generations after to bring the document to life and deepen the culture of constitutionalism in our great country.